lovelies, and welcome back to day 3 of Intuition and the Oracle, a guide to developing balance and firm intuition. So today in day 3, we are going to be organizing you for yourself and out in the world at large. And what we mean by that is you are going to be doing some oracle spreads for other people. Absolutely. So first thing we want to say is I did set up, as always, with the light and the circle, and any way that you feel as though is the best way to bring in your guides. And remember to start your masculine brain, click it on and let it know that it's there to support the divine feminine. That's what we're doing. So I lit the candle, and that sparks literally in my brain that this is what we're going to do. So my divine masculine goes, okay, let's just hang out and see what the divine feminine is doing. I also carved a symbol, which is a Reiki symbol. Now, if you don't do Reiki, that's totally fine. Just choose whatever symbol you want. We could have chosen a sky symbol because we have a blue candle here. I loved the idea of working with sky energy today because I think that's all encompassing. So I chose a blue candle, and then I have the Reiki power symbol here to give us some extra guidance and assistance today. And even though I bought this on camera, we've already know that whatever you've done with this in day 2, you've already gotten to know your oracle, how it was meant to be known, quote unquote. So you've already gone through all of that and discovered it for yourself and read the little booklet. So we no longer need this. So we're going to put this to the side. And what we're going to be doing is working with some basic spreads today. So some magical spreads. So the one thing that I do want to say, there's a few points I want to bring up. Even if you do oracle readings for other people already, please go ahead and still offer them, because in the last couple of days, the way in which you've been working with your intuition, we sincerely hope from the bottom of our hearts, is a little bit different. And you should be encompassing and receiving different kinds of information. So, and I always say, it's always good to get out there and try things again. It's not like, I already know how to do this. I would urge you to get out there and really just go ahead and put out your energy. And it's really good to work on people that you don't know. I know some people like working with energy of friends and family, which is fine, but that can be a little bit more difficult, even when you're a really good oracle and tarot card reader, because some of the energy in family can be a little bit wonky, even if they're amazing. And sometimes it can be a little awkward. Not always, but I always think starting with a fresh start, starting with somebody that you don't know already, is always wonderful, because when they come back and say that was amazing, you're more likely to trust it. So go ahead and do that. Now, even if you don't feel ready, please, please, please never feel ready to do anything. Just get on out there and do it. Absolutely. Now, the other thing that I want to say before we get into specific oracle spreads, although you could do these for tarot spreads, I do want to say one thing. If you don't feel terribly confident about doing it, I'm all about being honest. Feel free to say, I haven't done this too long, and offer up some very specific truisms. But don't go ahead and say things like, I don't know what I'm doing, or we'll just see how this goes. I don't have a lot of hope for this. Remember, words are very powerful. If you say that before a session, then you're not trusting your intuition, and you're not trusting your oracle and your guides. So, you might come in with a little self-fulfilling prophecy there. So if you, feel a little nervous, say, I feel a little nervous. I'm not used to doing this very often. I've just started. Again, stick with the truisms, but don't say things like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's absolutely not true. This course is about working with your intuition. You absolutely do know what you're doing. So open it up. Open each session absolutely by being honest. You don't have to say, this is the first time I've ever done an oracle reading, but if you want to share that information, that's fine. But be careful about the words you choose. Keep them very positive. Keep them very open. when you are starting to do these oracle readings. So the first oracle reading we're going to do, there's just a few of them that we can start off with. And we also have, and I'm going to give you a couple of seconds in each time too, if you want to go ahead and pause the video. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to lay them out. And if you want to pause the video and see what your intuition is coming up with, feel free to do that too. You can see that as a practical exercise. I'm going to be asking you to work with these 3 to 4 card spreads anyway, and I always encourage you to either make up your own spreads or look on the internet. There's 100 different ones, but these are very basic, cool ones that I like to work with. There's another couple that we will be going over in day 4 too, but these are basic spreads that I like to work with, that I really feel bring a lot of energy and a lot of wisdom into a day-to-day life. And it would be wonderful. You get enough information when you're working with somebody else too, when you work with these particular spreads. So the first one that we're doing is very simple. It's past, present, and future. Now you can leave it as open as that, or you can come in with a very specific kind of energy, like a situation, a past, how that's affecting your present, how that's affecting your future. But for this, we'll just keep it completely open. So we're going to pull one for past, and we have gloriousness here, gloriously human. Now, I'm going to resist the urge to use my intuition here because this is for you. This is your present card. Tubular bells, patience and trust. And then we have your future reading here in this card, which is water wheel. End the struggle. I love that. So if you are feeling called to, do feel free to pause the video. And we have gloriousness, gloriously human for your past. Your present is tubular bells and patience and trust. And water wheel is end the struggle. So feel free to go ahead, pause the video, and intuit. This would be a personal reading for you. Intuit what these cards mean for you at this particular time. I'm using the same oracle as we started off with in 1 and 2. All right, now we are going to be moving on because we have a few others to get through today. So, and if you do want to go ahead and do this and intuit your own meaning onto these, then I am trusting that you can go ahead and pause the video and give yourself enough time as you need to. So what I also like is past lives, because they do affect our past lives do affect our present lives, and they do have a lot of meaning. So the other one that I like to do too is, who were you in a past life? Now we have the hedgerow here. Let it go. A little unicorn here. So, you know, we don't have to get too specific, like, you know, a midwife, 150 pounds, red hair. You know, it's more about the kind of energy that was in and around you. I would urge you to try and intuit whether you are male or female and your age, if you can. Again, if the masculine energy starts coming in and saying, this is crazy, remind it that it has it's doing a protective, it has a protective barrier of allowing the divine feminine come in. Always remember, your intuition, the minute it comes in, the first thing that you think is usually exactly what is true. So don't second guess it. So this is your past life here. Who were you? Now, what past life lessons still exist in this present time frame for you? Is this one. Invention. Brilliant new ideas. Well, this is fantastic. And then for card 3, what do you need to know to fully integrate the lesson? Psychedelic, wisdom from the fairy folk. Well, that's pretty specific there. But again, intuit some extra information there for you. And finally, the final outcome. What does this all look like? What does this all look like in sort of in the future, like when all of this is incorporated and integrated into your soul and psyche, what does your soul feel like and look like? 1,000 deeper understanding. That's absolutely wonderful too. So again, if you feel like you want to pause and go ahead and go right in there and see if you can come up with some extra information, do that. Don't feel like there's any pressure to do that, because your assignment will definitely to be out there reading for others, and of course yourself too. So that's my second spread that I love to do. Let's pull these in. Now, let's never underestimate a simple yes or no, a one card reading. When you are getting mixed ideas or mixed impressions of what it is you want to do. For instance, you intuit that you want to do something, but you're not sure if your practical mind is trying to control the situation by saying you should do it this way. I always think it's absolutely wonderful to pick a yes or a no card. Now, this is wonderful with oracle cards because you get to intuit what you feel like, if it is a yes or a no, and your intuition really does click in to tell you yes or no completely. We have Greenwood here, the awakening. So I would say, based on that, that is a yes. But, you know, your intuition might be telling you that the awakening is telling you that you don't need to go in that direction. So the yes or the no card spreads are very, very simple, but it's a very quick way to click right into your intuition. And you would be surprised sometimes when you think the answer is yes, you might intuit from the card that the answer is no, and then you realize again that your practical form, your masculine side, was coming in and trying to control the situation, but your intuition is telling you it's a brilliant idea, but you don't need to move in that direction. Be receptive. So that's a really simple way of getting right in touch with your intuition very quickly. Okay, so the other one that I absolutely love too is just a basic message from your spirit guides. And again, we'll go into a little bit deeper how to include all of this in day 4. But just a lovely little message from your spirit guides. What do you need me to know right now? So let's pull one right here. Ignite. Opportunities flowing in. Absolutely. Let's see. So that's another way of clicking right into your feminine brain, your beautiful, intuitive, receptive side. What do you need to show me? Not what do I need to be shown, but what message do you have for me? What do you want me to know? Not what I should be knowing right now. So, and that can also click you right into who you are and just really sort of loosen up from the day and really come back to your main self right in the present moment. That's a very quick reading that I do when I have like a minute to myself to pull me right back into the sense of who I am. I absolutely love that. And then now, if there's one that you really want to get an idea of a situation that's either happened, or this is a good one too, a good oracle deck spread, to be able to do this for somebody else. Normally people want some clarity, some objectivity to figure out a certain situation, a situation that they feel they might go into, a situation that's already currently happening, or a past situation to get some kind of clarity to integrate and be able to release completely. So for this we have the situation is card 1, mirth. Don't be so serious. Okay, so that would be your card for the actual situation. Now, your underlying factors are really important because that led you to the situation, the energy that was in and around you when the situation came to birth itself. So your underlying factors here in the situation is card 2. That's gloriousness, gloriously human. Again, we had that card before. And then guidance, objective guidance from your inner self, your intuition, and your guides on the situation. Objectivity. What is the guidance in and around this? Vessel. Admit your true feelings. Wonderful. There you go. And then the last one, we can do 2. I have down here, and I often do this, is focus and outcome. And I have focus and outcome as card 4 and card 5. But I actually think focus and outcome are one and the same, because in order to be able to have the outcome, we need the focus. So it's up to you whether you want to do a separate card for focus and then a separate card for outcome. But I think with the energy here, and this is what, you should be doing too, when you're having these beautiful connections with the cards, you may feel as though you want to go slightly off in a different direction. Originally, I was going to tell you to do the 5 cards, and then I was like, we only need 4 cards here. So your focus and your outcome is one and the same. Ignite. Opportunities flowing in, absolutely, because we can't have an ending or we can't have an outcome without the focus before. So these are a couple of really, really basic spreads that you can do for yourself to ignite the beauty and the wisdom within you before you do a reading for others, or some specific reading material that you can do for others, because usually people want to find out something specific, get to the heart of the matter, right? And again, a simple yes or no pulling of the cards can be absolutely it. Sometimes I really feel as though when I'm doing yes or no, I think I'm going to get a yes, but then I get a no. And then when I sit with the no, I realize that the no was right all along. So if you feel as though you want to go ahead and pause the video and do this for yourself, that's fine. Now, there's no need to do that necessarily, but if you feel called to, please do. All of these spreads that I have put toward you today, that we've been talking about today, will be down below, visual matter down below, so you can go ahead and print them out if you want to and work with them right in front of you. But I also urge you to go out there and make up your own. And 1-2 card readings, when you get a little bit more confident, you can go into like a 12 card reading, something like that. But this is not to overwhelm you. 3 to 4 cards, if you ask the right questions, really can give you a profound amount of information. But everything that we went through today will be down below for you. Feel free to actually go right in and have a quick look or print them out. But do go ahead, and even if you use this as a base and then go off in your own direction, that's wonderful too. And don't forget, don't you dare pull yourself down before you ever do any kind of reading. It's okay to be honest. Again, this is my second reading ever. Or, I used to do tons of readings and I'm a bit rusty, but I'm really excited to do this. But don't you dare say, I don't know what's going to happen, I don't trust it, or I'm not very good at this. Nothing like that. Remember, your words are really important, and your brain, your masculine side of you, your brain listens to everything you say, and it takes it very, very seriously. So if you're telling your brain that you're not very good at something, that's the experience it's going to give you. And we've been talking about marrying the masculine and feminine brain in order to have profound intuition. So that's one way you can ensure that you have a great session with your client or yourself, by just, keeping the honesty there, but keeping it all completely and totally positive. So that's what we have for you today. Your homework, of course, is to go out there. Please don't feel as though, even if you're not ready, I promise you'll get wonderful results. So your homework is to go out there, go get some clients. No, it doesn't have to be paying clients or anything like that. No pressure whatsoever. But feel free to go out there, read for yourself. Use some of what we've gone through today as a template, but feel free to be creative. Come up with your own version of some spreads. Look them up on the internet. Give strangers the benefit of your wisdom. I promise you it will work out okay. And meet us here tomorrow for day 4. It's going to be wonderful. All right, my darlings, have a great, beautiful sleep, sweet dreams, and enjoy working with your oracle cards tonight. Bye-bye.